FM Wave, your Kentucky Derby official station. This is Sunrise at the Downs. Sponsored by River City Bank.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Kind of a dark start to our morning. And even though we had some rain overnight, some storms that came through, probably kept a lot of people awake last night. I know I woke up when I heard the early
yeah. You do that so well.
That's exactly what it is. And it woke me up. So,
and the loud claps of thunder. And you're right. Yesterday we had that beautiful sunrise. We're missing that this morning, Tawana, but we're watching for more severe weather later tonight.
Yeah, thanks, ladies. We're seeing much drier conditions now compared to what we dealt with overnight. The radar showing, the rain out of our region, but the clouds still left behind for now. We're going to see those clearing as we continue throughout the rest of the morning with much more sunshine expected for this afternoon. While we are sitting in the upper 50s and the low 60s for this moment, once we get that sunshine coming our way, we are going to climb into the low to mid 70s for highs. So for your 5-0 Tuesday forecast, things overall are looking pretty good. So the daytime hours quiet. It's later on tonight, especially after 8 p.m. that we'll start to add back in some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe for those of you across Kentucky. So that is a threat that we'll watch between 8 p.m. and midnight tonight, with additional rounds of rain lingering into tomorrow morning. And of course, we dealt with some hydroplaning issues overnight and early this morning. Carson, you're in the studio right now. What are we seeing on the roads as of this moment?
All right, thank you so much. And the rain did cause some flash flooding in parts of Louisville. This is video of 6 Mile Lane last night. You can see some cars got trapped in water. In fact, we just heard from Jody Myman, the EMA director, that he said that they had 5 to 10 water rescues. And they remind people, do not drive through a flooded road. Just remember this saying, turn around, don't drown.
Parts of southern Indiana got some damage too. These are pictures from the Geneva Fire Department in Jennings County. The fire department says they responded to downed power lines and a tree down on the road near Adams Street, near the Scipio Ballpark entrance. Emergency management leaders are asking people to avoid that area this morning.
And here's a look at the current power outages. According to LG&E, more than 10,000 people out of power. LG&E reminding people, if you see a downed power line, that you should contact LG&E. Never go near it.
The Wave Weather app is perfect for weeks like this. It helps you stay safe during severe weather. Plus, you can plan out your Derby week and figure out what outfit to wear to the track. You can download the app for free right now in your phone's app store.
We're still working on that.
I know. It's making adjustments throughout the week, right?
I said I'm adding a big winter coat, I believe. There's a chance to watch live horse racing at Churchill Downs today for just $5. We're talking about 5-0 Tuesday. It is back, and it's a day to celebrate everything Louisville. Race fans are also encouraged to shop local for your outfit today from local shops and boutiques. And if you did do that, there's a fashion contest that you can enter at the track. The gates open this morning at 11:30. The first of 9 races set for 12:45.
And Dawn at the Downs continues this morning. We're keeping an eye on when the horses will be on the track. Taking a look at that one. I can't see which one it is. Hearing it's one of the Japanese horses out there, but we've got 2 Derby contenders out on the track.
I don't think that's live right now because they're working on cleaning up the track right now. They're going to open that up from 7:15 to 7:30. Yeah, but if you are out here for Dawn at the Downs, it's such a great opportunity to see these horses up close and in person.
So there will be an exclusive training window only for Derby and Oaks horses. Again, that is from 7:15 to 7:30, and we'll see which horses come out on the track. We've already seen a couple of horses.
Okay, yes. So they're in the far end of the track. That's not part of the so that is live. That is some of the Japanese horses, I understand, waiting to make it out there. They don't, they have 2 horses this year. Last year, they seemed to have a really good shot with Forever Young. I'm not getting that much buzz about either of these 2 contenders.
But hey, we're still waiting for a Japanese horse to win the Derby. They haven't won one yet, but I mean, certainly always a contender. And you never really know come race day who's going to be feeling good that day.
That's so true. Okay, so if you're heading out here to Churchill Downs, have you thought about parking for 5 5-0 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all parking at the track, sold in advance. So if you didn't do that, you can park at the Kentucky Expo Center. They have shuttles to Churchill Downs that'll start every single day at 10 a.m. And you can also try to look for a place in one of the neighborhoods. We know that lots of people out here, they sell their lawn space, and we talked to one of those homeowners.
It's chaotic, a lot of traffic, but you get to meet different people, strange people, nice people, and it's a nice place to be at this time of year.
It is a nice place to be this time of year. Central Avenue 2 shut down starting today. And at 10 this morning, LMPD and other local agencies will share some of their safety and traffic updates for Derby weekend. We'll, of course, pass that on to you as well.
Those neighbors hustle. They make some money, too.
Oh, my
Derby
goodness.
week.
Yeah, I mean, really smart. And sometimes, they might sell, soda pop or water or even sandwiches.
I've seen T-shirts, flip-flops. Yeah.
Flip-flops.
You're going to need those, too, or just some shoes that you don't really care about if you're walking around in some wet conditions this week, too. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. Get your steps in.
Yes. Let's go to Rob Wells. He's joining us this morning on the backside. And you're talking to some people who decided to come for Dawn at the Downs. Such a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely, Shannon. We asked some folks if it was still going to happen today because it's rainy out here, right? All the rain and everything we have tonight. They said it was a thumbs up so far, so that's a good thing. Jordan is here with us. He's come out before. You've been here last year, is that right?
Yeah, last year was our first year out here.
Okay. Who do you have with you this morning?
This is my wife, Jordan, and this is Brooklyn, our 3-year-old.
You got to get the little one up so early, be out here. It's kind of soggy overnight. What brings you out here? Why is it so special?
Well, she's really grown to like coming. She's actually been waking us up to get us out here because we tell her that the horses are going to be out for us to go look at, and she gets excited automatically.
You said you moved here from Fort Wayne, Indiana a few years ago.
Yes.
What is Derby and Louisville? What does that mean to you now that you're a full-time resident here? How has it changed your perspective as coming from the Hoosier State?
Yeah, well, I always grew up watching the Kentucky Derby every year, so that was always something we'd always just had on the TV. But since being here, there's a whole other aspect to it. The community really gets behind it, and it's really fun to see all the great things that happen the week coming into it.
Excellent. Mom, talk to us about the little one out here. She got a big smile on her face as soon as I said hi. What does it mean not only for you, but to bring the little one out here to see these amazing thoroughbreds?
It's just a really cool experience to be able to see the horses up close and to get her an up-close view of all of them right before the races.
Right. She's got her galoshes on. Look at this. How cute is this? She's ready. You want to share? I need mine too. You got a winner for this year? You got a winner picked out? Big winner?
Who did she pick? She does pick one every year.
Get out of here.
Who picked, oh my goodness, who was it this year?
Litmus
Litmus
Test.
Test. That's who it was. She picked Litmus Test this year. So, yep.
We got a winner. Enjoy. Thank you guys. So there you go. You got the Hoosiers now transplanted here to Louisville, and they're out here. Thousands of folks expected over the next couple of days. Again, the Dawn at the Downs going on from 6:45 till 10 every morning. Goes through next week on the 29th. Be sure to get out here and check it out. A little soggy, but that's not dampening the spirits of the people that are here. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Rob. And yes, we are certainly not dealing with that torrential rain that we had earlier, but it's still definitely damp and cool out here this morning. We get into the afternoon, we're going to be jumping into the 70s for your highs with much more sunshine coming our way then. So things are looking pretty good overall for today. But once we look ahead, we still have some more rain coming our way. I'll break down those chances after just this break. Olivia, Shannon.
Thank you, Tawana. Looking forward to some sunshine, too. It's going to be the pick of the day for people who are coming out.
Yeah, we hope everyone has a great time for 5-0 Tuesday. They're getting the track ready right now for those Oaks and Derby horses. That's going to open at 7:15. So we'll check in and see who's out there this morning. Much more coverage coming up, and we're going to hear from Jody Myman as they're making some changes to Festaville this year. Well, I know there have been some issues at Kroger's Festival with large groups and some fights, so we spoke to EMA Director Jody Myman this morning.
Here's what he had to say about some of the changes this year. This is a perfect time to bring in Emergency Management Director Jody Myman, and we've got to ask about, good morning. I mean, we've got to ask about anything that happened last night with rescues and all that with the severe weather that moved through.
Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned it earlier. I mean, the turnaround, don't drown thing. I mean, you know, we try to encourage people not to drive through any kind of flooded roadways. And we did have some inconveniences last night that people drove through. But, you know, they were mainly caused by some drainage clogs, and MSD did a great job getting out and getting those cleaned out so the water could go through. So, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know, had some down power lines, but, you know, overall, it wasn't a horrible, it wasn't as horrible as it could have been.
Did you have some water rescues then you had to perform?
They did. They had, I would say probably 5 to 10 throughout the city that they had to do, but it was more, like I said, it was people that had driven through, you know, some shallow water and their car got stuck and they just had to be helped out.
What part of town was that?
They were all over. I mean, it wasn't really segregated to one area, but it was a couple different areas, mainly viaducts under train tracks.
So you all have been really busy lately, not just with that, but then over the weekend too, we had some issues down at Kroger's Festival and Waterfront Park too. What can you tell us about any security changes that need to be made down there to make sure people are safe?
Yeah, so I mean, it's, you know, added security. You know, this goes on usually the month after Derby each year, and we start to get everybody together, and you know, the collaboration between all the agencies to bring all the plans together and develop one incident action plan to make sure that they're covering all the bases.
And I know that they're made the decision to close an hour earlier now, Kroger's Festival, so after 9, no entry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the message that you want people to know about this? Because, you know, it is disappointing because we hear you have this great festival that families go to, and then you have, you know, a select group of people causing issues.
Well, they're modifying the plans and making sure that they got the added security there so that they can make it a good time for everybody.
And we've also got to ask about weather too, because as we had severe weather last night, we know it always seems to rain on Oaks or Derby, sometimes turns severe. How do you all stay on top of that and navigating such a huge crowd of people if, you know, they do need to take shelter?
So we've got the National Weather Service on site with us every day. Hopefully the rain comes in overnight tonight and it really doesn't affect much the rest of the week.
That'd be nice.
But, you know, we try to get the word out to everybody. We've got our new app, the Lou Ready app, that we encourage people to download. We also have an opt-in. You can text Derby to 67283 so that you can get real-time information if you're coming to the track.
67283, Derby. Okay. What about parking and road closures and all that fun stuff?
You know, just take a look at Churchill Downs app and see where the parking is. Your ticket should tell you, I believe, where you can park at and shuttle in. So you just pack your patience, just like any other big special event we have. We'll get you home. It just may take you a little bit of time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you all are so busy. You got to make sure everyone's safe. Yeah. You can't have fun unless you're safe.
Do you have any Derby picks, by the way?
I haven't even looked at it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I will, but I'm a jockey, you know, color of the horse type of thing.
Okay.
So I don't put a lot into it.
Okay.
Right. Well, hey, that works out sometimes.
It does. So. Probably better than it does for the rest of us.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, guys.
And we're waiting for those Derby horses to make their way out onto the track any minute now.
I know, and Tawana has the perfect location for that. She is standing right there by the rail.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. We're continuing to keep an eye on a lot of what's going on across our area this morning. You can see behind me a lot of photographers out here. This is what happens as you have, of course, the Oaks and Derby contenders that are now about to come onto the track. So things a lot busier. There's a lot of people right along the other side of the fence of me, and hey, getting ready for getting closer to Derby Day, right? Right now we're in the 50s and the low 60s for your temperatures. We are watching temperatures climbing for the afternoon with highs back into the 70s across our area. We'll also see more of that rain continue to push further away from us, but the clouds are still holding on for now. Those look to gradually clear throughout the rest of the morning, allowing us to enjoy more sunshine this afternoon, but this front is still going to be nearby, and that is why we're going to keep rain chances for tonight into tomorrow morning. So most of us outlook with some sort of severe threat. We do have areas along and south of 64, and keep in mind, if you're along and south of 64, you have a marginal risk of severe weather. Grayson County, parts of Hart County, Greene, and Adair County is also underneath a slight risk of severe weather because that's where the severe threat is a little bit greater, with damaging winds and hail the main concern. But keep in mind, we're also going to watch an isolated tornado threat. So we'll watch for those storm chances really going up after 8 p.m., but really focusing towards 10 p.m. because that is when we'll add in more of those storms racing into our southwestern counties, moving to the northeast. So the storm motion is a little bit different this time around. We'll add in some more of that widespread rain as the severe threat tapers off towards midnight, and we'll see more rounds of those showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow morning. So while the severe threat drops off, the rain chances don't entirely go away until we really head into Wednesday afternoon. And even at that point, rain chances still pretty isolated across the area, so 1 or 2 spotty showers could linger into Wednesday afternoon. But overall, the second half of your Wednesday is trending drier. Thurby looking pretty good with highs in the mid-60s. For your Friday, what we're going to be dealing with is going to be some more of those spotty showers, cooler temperatures. A lot of us going to be stuck in the 50s for highs on Friday. So for those of you coming out to Churchill Downs for Oaks on that day, something warmer is certainly going to be helpful. Then we head into Saturday, Derby Day, a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. We'll watch for that warming trend getting into next week as we see some more of those showers and thunderstorms coming our way then. So a lot to watch over the next 10 days. And don't forget, the Wave Weather app, helpful for all of it. Ladies, off to break to you.
Welcome back. We have that exclusive opportunity now for the Oaks and Derby horses to make it out on the track. So we have Lee Holman, our photographer, who comes out here every year. And so this is something that in the last few years we've noticed that the Japanese trainers will work on. They'll take their horses out to the area called the Chute. This year they have 2 contenders. It's Danone Bourbon. So even though it is a Japanese horse, Kentucky bred, and undefeated in 3 career starts. Current odds for that horse is 20-1. And then there's also Wonder Dean.
Wonder Dean, yeah, arrived at Churchill Downs on April 1st. I mean, the question with a lot of these horses that are coming from overseas too, when do they get here? What's the turnaround like? They do have to go through a quarantine period too, so they're taking time to get used to the track, get used to Kentucky, especially being here at Churchill Downs and being on this dirt too, a little bit different. So they're just walking around in the Chute right now. They're still waiting. It looks like they haven't let any other Derby horses out on the rest of the track though right now, so we're still kind of on standby for that.
The jockey on Wonder Dean is Ryusei Sakai, and he is one of the leading riders in Japan. He was on Forever Young in 2024, another horse from Japan that finished in 3rd place. So that was probably the best finish for a Japanese horse. So one of these days, a horse will eventually win from Japan, but according to some of the racing analysts, this likely not to be the year. Wonder Dean, odds for that horse 30-1. Danone Bourbon probably is a little bit better.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we talk about how we're just waiting for a Japanese horse to win the Kentucky Derby. It hasn't happened yet, but almost every single Derby horse or Derby winner, 119 of them, have been from Kentucky.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, hey, we must be doing something right. But again, still waiting on a Japanese horse to win it. They've got 2 shots this year, and they're getting stretched out. And again, still waiting for that window. Usually opens up right around 7:15 here at Churchill.
Yeah,
so
a little bit delayed this morning. There is another international horse, and that comes from 6 Speed. Never raced outside of Dubai, was 2nd in the UAE Derby, so came from overseas, needed that 2-week quarantine. 6 Speed trained by Bhupat Samar, who spent 5 years with Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert, but he has an excellent jockey on board, Brian Hernandez Jr. But this horse will probably be an early speed horse, pretty fast. They're making their way out to the track right now, it looks like. But the current odds for 6 Speed, 50-1. But Brian Hernandez Jr., he's the one who had that great year in 2024, winning the Oaks on Torpedo Anna and the Derby the very next day on Mystic Dan. Talk about a great year for him.
yeah, those gates just opened up for those Oaks and Derby horses. They were lined up. They were ready to go. They're like, hey, when's it going to be my turn? I want to go run.
Yeah, there they are. There's an Oaks horse. That one is, can you read it? Percy's Bar. Okay, I love the name of this horse. Percy's Bar was named after a very well-known bartender at Churchill Downs and also at Keeneland, Percy Poole, who passed away in February of 2024. Apparently, Percy's Bar has a lot of grit. Purchased for $52,000. Wow. There's Intrepido. That's one of Brad Cox's. No. Intrepido is, Intrepido is Jeff Mullins. 50-1. One of the more experienced horses right there with 6 starts right now, but maybe a little bit of lack of speed in this race.
And there's Pavlovian, trained by Doug O'Neill. He has 2 Derby wins already. Back in 2012, he won on All Have Another, and then Nyquist in 2016. So it's been 10 years. He's ready, I'm sure, to get this next win. So we'll have to see if he can do that with Pavlovian. Again, these horses getting their legs stretched out. They were waiting for this moment here. So on at the Downs.
So fun to see them all out here. This is the best time of year, right, to live in Louisville.
We'll be right back.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Thanks for sticking with us here on Wave. I'm Olivia Russell.
And I'm Shannon Kogan. We're coming to you live from the backside here at Churchill Downs. And today is 5-0 Tuesday. How about this? You can get into Churchill Downs for just $5. It's a day to celebrate everything Louisville. Race fans can also wear outfits from local shops and boutiques. And if you do that, you can enter into a fashion contest at the tracks. The gates open this morning at 11:30. The first race, first of 9, will happen at 12:45.
Now let's check in with Tawana for a look at that 5-0 Tuesday forecast.
And what we're seeing for right now, cloudy and cool conditions. We're sitting still in the upper 50s and low 60s. Most of us are in the low 60s to start off the day. We didn't cool off very much overnight or early this morning because of all the clouds that lingered behind the overnight storms. So the rain is now completely out of our area. We are dry and we're starting to see those clouds beginning to clear for those of you in Indiana. For your 5-0 Tuesday forecast, here's what we have going on. We're going to be talking about a mix of sun and clouds for this afternoon with highs today in the low to mid 70s. So things overall not too shabby, especially temperature wise. It's going to be the warmest day that we see for the rest of the week. We'll start to add in some more of those showers and thunderstorms after 8 p.m., especially for those of you in Kentucky. And we'll keep that severe threat around all the way through about midnight tonight. So keep that in mind, especially for those of you south of the metro. Damaging winds, heavy rain, the potential for hail are main concern, but I certainly cannot rule out an isolated tornado threat. Then we head into your Wednesday morning, some showers still lingering. Thurby looking pretty good, but it's cooler than today. And then for Oaks Day, some rain around by Derby Day, adding in some more sunshine, but keeping the cool temperatures in our forecast.
Well, joining us right now is Kentucky Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. We're so happy that you're here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This is always such a great morning.
And this is a great chance to show off Kentucky, too. What's it like to represent our great state on the national platform, international platform even?
Yes, this is our moment in the sun, right? In Kentucky, we are on the national stage. And what's really cool is that we've broken our tourism record 3 years in a row.
Awesome.
And the Derby is, of course, at the top of that list. And so from everything from hotels to restaurants to travel, it just gives everybody a chance to see Kentucky shine.
What else helps those tourism numbers in our state?
Bourbon. Bourbon's pretty helpful.
Yes.
But here's a fun fact. The second largest tourism event in Kentucky for athletics is a high school girls basketball tournament. It's called Run for the Roses in Louisville.
Yeah.
That's the second highest grossing tourism event in athletics to the Derby. That's pretty impressive.
That really is.
Yeah.
Wow. And you say that during Derby week, you always try to pull out as much pink as possible. Of course, we know that Friday is for the Oaks. It's for the women raising awareness for breast cancer. And you are a breast cancer survivor.
So it's always been important and it's always been meaningful. But every time I get a chance to lift up the survivors, to celebrate the parade of survivors at the Oaks, the ladies day at the races and wear pink, I try to do that because I think of the challenges that these women have gone through, the resilience they've shown, and that's worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have a lot going on in your life right now, too. You just launched your campaign for governor, too. I mean, what do the next few months look like for you?
Well, we launched last Monday, had an amazing tour across the state, and I feel very fortunate and just honored to have so many people come out and show such great support in every corner of Kentucky. And I'm really excited to bring a teacher perspective back to the governor's office. We haven't had that since Martha Lane Collins. So it's been a generation since we've had someone who worked with kids every day, worked with families every day, had that community connection that a teacher does. And so I'm really excited to bring in that back.
What would your priorities be as far as education if you were elected?
Well, first and foremost, we've got to make sure we pay our teachers what they're worth. That's been a struggle for some time now to build the workforce. That's what it's going to require. We also have to make sure our schools have the resources they need because we're asking them to do more with less every year. And I'll give a quote from my grandfather that's very Derby. He says, "You can't win the Kentucky Derby with a pack mule." And the same is true for our schools, right? But I think above all, we've got to take care of our littlest learners, and pre-K for all is something that I think Kentucky is hungry for, and I will keep fighting for that as governor.
And speaking of the Derby, again, we've got to go back to it and ask, do you have a Derby pick this year?
Not yet, because if I make it too early, that horse always scratches. So I don't want to jinx anybody, so I'm going to wait until we get a little bit closer. But I do love an underdog.
Okay.
And I do love a horse that's got a Kentucky trainer and Kentucky roots. So I try to support our local folks too.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look forward to your pick. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. How about those storms last night, huh?
Yeah. They were bad. I have a 6-year-old that doesn't normally get scared during storms, but she was scared last night because it was so loud.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was here, but
It was so loud. In fact, we want to show you some pictures from around the area.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson County had some of the most damage from those storms yesterday. Emergency management leaders say at least a home was destroyed, several barns leveled, and there have been numerous trees blocking roadways, but no injuries reported.
And take a look at this picture sent to us by Tina Bowers. You can see a tree crushing a car. Oh no, this is from Seymour. Some trees were also hit, some homes were also hit by trees in Seymour. And you'll probably hear the sound of chainsaws working hard this morning as they're trying to clear up some of that debris.
And Duke Energy has been working to restore power in southern Indiana communities. Pockets of outages in Clarksville, Georgetown, Salem, and still thousands of power outages right now in Kentucky. If you see any downed power lines, call the power company. Don't go near them.
And the Wave Weather app is perfect for weeks like this. It helps you stay safe during severe weather. Plus, you can even plan out your Derby week, figure out what time you want to leave the house and what you want to wear to the track, too. So you can download the app for free right now in your phone's app store. But speaking of things to wear, we know gets really colorful around the grandstands, but also gets pretty interesting around the track, too.
Yeah, we're talking about the jockey silks. This is a tradition that goes back now 500 years. So let's talk about some of the things that they look at every single year when it comes to jockey silks. These brightly colored silks help identify the horses and the trainers during the race. Most often they're designed by the horse's owners owner or the stable, and no two jockeys can wear silks of the same design or color. Navy blue, not allowed on the silk. That's because it's just too similar to black from a distance, so that's why you don't see navy. Typically, they're made of satin lycra or they're made of nylon, and there are more than 30,000 silks registered with the Jockey Club. Now, of course, we remember some of the most famous ones, like this one, the blue and white checkerboard on Ron Turcotte as he won on Secretariat, and then, of course, Victor Espinosa wearing the gold and turquoise, winning on American Pharaoh. So we now have some of the pictures of this year's silks for the Derby race.
Yeah,
take a look.
Pretty unique here. The favorite Renegade will be wearing blue and orange silks with an orange hat and the letter R on his back in orange. While So Happy comes into the race with what might be the coolest silks. It's red, white, and yellow. But it kind of looks like a seahorse or a shrimp on his back.
It does. Also, Puma and Silent Tactic during the race will be wearing bright blue. Incredible jockey. Looks like he could be playing for the Wildcats, really. And then rounding out the field of 20, Golden Tempo will be wearing all black with a red hat.
And the silks for the jockeys running in the Oaks were also released, both owned by the same people. We have Zany looking just like Renegade, wearing the same silks with the blue and orange. One with the current favorites, Meaning, with 5-1 odds, will have blue, black, and white with polka dots on the sleeves. Polka dots are kind of the fashion choice these days.
Right, like your shirt today. And Pashmina, which is there at the bottom left, looking like the American flag, and then Prom Queen and Brooklyn Blonde will both be in hot pink. So that's perfect, right, for Oaks Day. Going to be right around the corner. Now, KDF Festival still has a bunch of events going on, and that includes the hole-in-one contest. They have never given out the $1 million, so maybe this will be the year that will happen.
And they keep saying they are ready to write that check. It is the finals for the Derby Festival's hole-in-one contest. That starts at 6 o'clock tonight on hole number 8 at Seneca Golf Course just off Pee Wee Reese Road. Hopefully you've been practicing that if you're in the finals tonight. 56 golfers have qualified to take a swing. No one has ever hit that hole-in-one in the finals to win the $1 million prize. But if you don't hit it, whoever is closest to the pin will still win $5,000. So not quite $1 million, but I'd say that's still a pretty good payday.
Yes.
I'd take it.
Yeah, for playing golf,
Yeah.
of course. We'll be right back with more from Sunrise at the Downs on Wave Now. Party behind us on the backside. I mean, everyone is here.
A lot of people.
Bellarmine's former coach, Scotty Davenport, back here. And
I mean, it's so funny, all the familiar faces that we see back here too. And hopefully they're getting their picks ready for the Oaks and Derby horses. They were just there on the track.
that's right. And Dawn at the Downs still going on, goes on tomorrow morning as well. Let's check in with Rob Wells. What a great opportunity for people to come out and have fun this Derby week.
Yeah, and fun is the key for all this, right, Shannon? Dawn at the Downs, we thought it was going to be a little soggy out here for the event this morning. Wasn't sure it was going to happen with all that rain last night, but it's still going on. They had to do a little extra grooming out there of the track itself, but the horses have taken out there to get their morning exercises, and it gives folks a chance to see these beauties up close and personal. Rachel Miranda's out here with her 3 kids right now. What brings you out here? You do this every year.
Yeah, just tradition. I want the kids to be involved. They don't get to come to the track with us as adults, so during the day they get to see all the horses, and then in school they get to choose a horse in a drawing, and so they get to come out and watch it race in the morning, and then they've got more like stick in the fight and can watch it.
Yeah. What does this mean? I mean, this is my first year for this. Why is it so special? Does it ever get old?
It never gets old. I've come out here 3 times this week. It's just so special being a Louisvillian and just having this in your hometown. You get to come out here, and it's awesome.
And you're going to make this a day event. Kids, unfortunately, you're all dressed up. You look fabulous. You got to go to class. But Mom's coming back out for 5-0 Tuesday. Talk to me about that. What is that for those who don't know about it? Why?
Tuesday is more for like locals. Derby's the real big day. 5-0 Tuesday is more for locals. It's low key. I'm coming with a bunch of moms. We got a big bus load, and just going to make a fun day of it.
There is a bus. Now, I want to see pictures of that. That is going to be a party to remember.
It will be a party for sure.
Yeah. I always said this is one thing, no matter where you're from or your background or your beliefs, we can all come together in this time. Would you agree with that or no?
For sure. This is definitely like a community, and all of Louisville comes, and people from out of state come, and it's just such an awesome event.
Excellent. Rachel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy, guys. Thank you. So there you go. The fun's out here. They got to go to class later, but they're having some fun out here right now, and that is the main game of this. Again, the Dawn at the Downs goes through next week on the 29th. You want to make sure to check it out. Back to you.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, always so fun for those kids to show up to school late, and they're like,
Yeah.
guess where I was this morning.
And they're usually excused.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is amazing.
That's just Louisville.
Right. Okay. Every year it's always so fun to find out who is coming to town for the Derby. So Barnstable Brown just released their guest list this year, and there are some big names on this guest list. I wish I could be at this party.
Me too. I mean, it includes the godmother of soul, Patti LaBelle, the queen of funk, Shaka Khan, country music legend, Tanya Tucker, and Dasha as they headline the list. Then we have UFC CEO Dana White, golfer and 2017 Masters winner Sergio Garcia, and Impractical Joker star Brian Quinn also made the guest list for the Barnstable Brown. I also loved seeing Madison LaCroix from Bravo's Southern Charm. I love how that's one I pick out. And Louis Fonsi, he sings Despacito. So you'll probably recognize some celebrities on that list right there.
Yeah, this bash is also for a great cause. It benefits the Barnstable Brown Diabetes Center at the University of Kentucky. And over the years, it has raised and donated more than $22 million for diabetes care and research. Take a listen.
We're bringing people from all over the country, bring them here for their academic freedom. They're allowed to pursue their diabetes research interests that they're interested in, that they think there's going to be most important. And having money and resources available to explore new treatment options that haven't already been done elsewhere.
That gala is this Friday, Oaks Night, starting around 8 p.m. It's at the Barnstable Brown Mansion in the Highlands.
And we'll take you there because Wade is your official home for all things Derby. That means the galas too. Oaks Night will take you to some of the biggest parties across the city as celebrities and community leaders celebrate. So join us Friday night starting at 9 o'clock for our Night at the Gala special. We'll be talking to all the celebrities, or at least try to talk to all the celebrities that walk the red carpet and bring you those parties. It's almost like a party at your house. I'll be hosting that with Kevin Harnett. So we have a lot of fun with that. Can't wait to see who walks down that red carpet.
Hashtag Team No Sleep Olivia.
Yeah, never. It's Derby week. It's sleeping.
It's Derby week. We'll be right back. Yeah, someone just asked, what dress am I going to wear? We still have that Derby dress fashion contest going on. Goes on till tomorrow, so you can vote. Remember, you could win. But I just hate it when the weather is not looking great for Derby morning.
Oh, it's like you have to adjust that outfit that you've spent months or weeks planning. So, yeah, we keep a close eye on that forecast. Let's send things over to Tawana there at the rail. Good morning, Tawana.
Yeah, we had a pretty wild overnight with all those storms that moved through. We had reports of water rescues. We had reports of damage to homes because of strong winds. Hail reports were plentiful yesterday as well. But now things are substantially calmer. And we're pretty cool this morning. The clouds kept us warmer overnight, but we're still pretty cool with temperatures in the low 60s for basically everyone. We're going to climb into the low to mid 70s for your highs this afternoon, but that's going to be because we get some sunshine coming our way right now. Already starting to see those clouds clearing for areas further to the west of I-65. So it has begun here at Churchill Downs. Not quite, but we're waiting for it. We're still keeping an eye on the cold front that's off towards our west, because since it's still going to linger in the area for the rest of the day, it's going to keep that rain chance in our forecast as we get into the overnight hours. But for the daytime hours, it's going to be quiet. We still have the alert day in place for tonight into early tomorrow morning because of that severe threat. For those of you along and south of I-64, you're underneath some sort of severe risk. Most of us dealing with a marginal risk of severe weather, so it's a level 1 out of 5. But for those of you anywhere from Grayson into Hart, Greene, and Adair counties, you're underneath a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. Though, the threats are the same. Damaging winds going to be the main concern, along with some of that hail, but we do have to monitor the potential for an isolated tornado. We had a number of tornado warnings overnight into early this morning, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got a few in our southernmost counties. Now, this is going to be all because of a wave of storms moving in after 8 p.m. We'll get those stronger storms pushing into our southwestern counties, the ones underneath that slight risk. And as these storms push off towards the northeast, they're going to lose their intensity, lose a lot of their fuel, and that is why that severe threat will go down as we get into early on your Wednesday morning. Keeping some rounds of showers in the forecast for Wednesday morning, so anywhere from the pre-dawn hours towards sunrise, then we're going to see these rounds of rain, especially through the morning commute. That could slow things down for a lot of us, so that's something that we're going to be watching closely for any traffic issues for your Wednesday morning. Then we get into Wednesday afternoon. It's looking a lot better. We start to dry out then, but I cannot completely rule out an isolated rain chance for your Wednesday afternoon. For the steamboat racings, are still looking pretty good with the small rain chance and temperatures in the low to mid 60s. For Thurby, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the mid 60s. And then for those of you coming out to Oaks, keep in mind, we're watching spotty showers in the forecast on and off throughout a good chunk of the day, with Derby Day, thankfully, still looking quiet. Hopefully that holds, but it is going to be chilly as we get towards the weekend. Ladies.
Thank you. So roses, as we know, are a sign of the Kentucky Derby and love, and now a new Hallmark movie blends the two.
I was able to catch up to talk to the 2 stars ahead of the movie's premiere.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird that
a love story woven through history.
He preserved it at Churchill Downs.
Woven into the iconic garland of roses.
It's, I'd say, an old-fashioned love story.
People from 2 different worlds.
2 different worlds.
It's a present-day storyline blended with a 1932 flashback. Odette Annable plays a florist,
how'd you know?
While Andrew Walker's character is an architect working on the iconic twin spires, and also the son of the CEO of Churchill Downs. That meant getting the blessing from the real CEO, Bill Karstanjian, who helped make the central storyline possible.
When I told Bill, I said, yeah, he's like, so how's everything going? We went for dinner halfway through the movie, and he's like, so how's everything going? And we're like, oh, well, we're going to have to change the storyline a little bit because we can't really touch the spires, I found out. And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? Let me make a phone call. So we made a phone call at dinner. And it was from that moment on that we were able to use the spires.
The Hallmark movie takes people around the front side of Churchill Downs to the back side, the secret speakeasies, and of course, the greenhouse.
And we got to meet such a beautiful community of people that care so much about keeping the tradition alive and keeping the grounds spotless. It's so, it felt so special to shoot there and be, on location the whole time.
Since the 2 actors spent time filming in the Derby City and their characters are locals, I had a very important question.
I have to ask, how do you pronounce the city?
Louisville.
Well,
Did I do it? Ish. You did it.
It's Louisville.
Yeah.
And I was from Louisville. My character is born and raised there, so it had to roll off my tongue.
Yeah, you had to pull it together.
And in classic Louisville tradition, Kentucky Roses premieres on the first Saturday in May.
Oh my gosh.
In Louisville, Olivia Russell, Wave News.
Generosity and you. Thank you.
I can't wait to watch it. Do you know what time it premieres?
I don't know the time, but it'll be on
Okay.
the Hallmark
Yeah.
channel and you can stream it. So yeah, hey, add that into your Derby plans.
It's
I
going to be
love it.
so fun to see all of the spots around town where they filmed.
Yes,
You know?
and I will also tell you they are supposed to be back here at the backside with us Derby morning too, so we'll get to talk to those stars. And they have a full list of things that they're doing in town this week too.
I
because
bet.
They're checking out some distilleries. They're going to some of the parties. Of course, they're going to Derby. So yeah, they have a long list this weekend.
Well,
so.
there are a lot of opportunities to get out and do amazing things. Today is 50 Tuesday, of course. We have Wednesday, tomorrow, Thurby, then Oaks and Derby. So maybe if you're thinking, I forgot about parking. So if you are in that position, you can park at the Kentucky Expo Center. They do have shuttles that go to Churchill Downs, and that start every morning at 10 a.m. Also, a lot of the homes all around Churchill Downs will let you park there if you pay. We spoke to one of those homeowners.
It's chaotic, a lot of traffic, but you get to meet different people, strange people, nice people, and it's a nice place to be at this time of year.
And Central Avenue will be shut down starting today. And at 10 this morning, LMPD and some other local agencies will share their safety and traffic updates for Derby weekend.
Yeah, those neighbors hustle. They make some money too.
They certainly do. Yeah, some of the closer you get, the more expensive it is to park there.
Yeah, and it's worth it. too.
Yeah, because you don't have
Less
to
walking.
walk that far. Yes. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks for joining us here for Sunrise Extra. Happy 50 Tuesday.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Hi there, coming to you live from the backside here at Churchill Downs. Gates open at 11:30 for 50 Tuesday. I'm Shannon Kogan.
And I'm Olivia Russell. After a week of some good and bad shots, a hole-in-one contest will have a winner tonight, hoping one person will become a millionaire with just one swing. It's the finals for the Derby Festival's hole-in-one contest. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight on hole number 8 at Seneca Golf Course, just off Pee Wee Reese Road. 56 golfers have qualified to take a swing today. No one has ever hit a hole-in-one in the final finals to win that $1 million prize. They say they are ready to write the check, though. But if no one wins a hole-in-one, whoever is closest to the pin will still get $5,000. A great payday there.
Yeah, and if you're still contemplating which day to head out to Churchill Downs, this may be the day you want to pick. Let's go to Tawana with a look at the weather.
Yeah, overall, yes, it's cool and cloudy now, but we're not going to stay that way as we head into the second half of the day. Right now, we're mainly sitting in the low 60s. In fact, it's 64 degrees at the airport in Louisville. However, the clouds that are overhead right now, already starting to see those trying to clear out for those of you further to the west of I-65. Much more sunshine expected for this afternoon, so seeing a mix of sun and clouds for this afternoon with highs today in the low to mid 70s. We do add in some additional showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight to early tomorrow. Some of those between 8 p.m. and midnight, by the way, for those of you, because Kentucky could be on the stronger side. Now, once we get rid of that morning rain on Wednesday, we're going to be quiet all the way through Thursday. And then we add in some additional scattered showers on Oaks Day before, as of right now, Derby Day, looking cool and dry. Heading into next week, we are going to see more of that warmth and rain returning to our forecast.